You have graphed quadratic equations, you've graphed linear equations, and now you're going to graph exponential equations or functions. An exponential equation means that whatever you're graphing is going to either go up or down very suddenly. So it might start off like this, but then it's going to go up really, really steep, really fast. Or it might start like this, goes slow like this, it looks like you're not going anywhere, and then all of a sudden it goes down really, really fast. That's the exponential part of the deal. All right, so let's say that I have an equation that says y equals 3 to the x power, and I want to graph that. Well, before I graph it, I'm going to just make a little quick xy table. xy. All right, so let's say when x is -1, well, when x is -1, let me show you over here, y equals 3 to the -1. Well, remember when you do negative exponents, you have to put the number downstairs. So instead of calling that 3, we're going to call it 1/3. We're going to put that 3 downstairs. All right, so it's going to be 1/3. So it's not even a whole number. All right, when x is, let's say when x is 0. Well, when x is 0, remember anything to the 0 power is 1. So when x is 0, y is going to be 1. How about when x is 1? What will y be? 3. When x is 3, let's say when x is 3, what will y be? Well, 3 to the 3rd power means 3 times 3 times 3, and that's going to equal 27. Now, without doing much else, I want you to just look at these numbers. Look what's happened. We go 1/3, which is not even a whole number. Then we go 1, 3, and then we jump way up to 27. Do you see how that grows exponentially? So let's quick plot these points. X is -1, y is just 1/3. X is 0, y is 1. X is 1, y is 3. 1, 2, 3. X is 3, 1, 2, 3. Y is so far up here, guys, that I can't show you. It's farther than that. So if I were to graph this thing, it's going to go just like that. It's going to go huge up like that. And by the way, if I kept going this way, let me show you something. If I said x is -4, let's just say x is -4. If x is -4, then y is going to be, well, 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. We're going to multiply it 4 times, and that's going to be what? 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. That's going to be 27 times 3. 27 times 3 is 81, and it's negative, so it's got to be over here somewhere. So when x is -4, 1, 2, 3, 4, y is so close to the line that I can't even graph it, but it doesn't go below the line. But it goes just like that. All right. I'm not going to graph all these equations for you, but I want to show you something. If you say y is a whole number that is greater than 1 or greater than 1, then that exponential, I'll just put 4, it doesn't matter. Any whole number that's greater than 1 or greater than 1, then the equation is going to be graphed like that. If you say y equals, let's say, -4 to the x power, then you're going to start over here and you're going to go down really fast. Okay? But it has to be a whole number. So if it's a whole number, it's starting on the left and going to the right, either positive or negative. Okay? If it is a number that is less than 1, so let's say I say y equals 2/3 to the x, well then that means Well, that means that you're going to start somewhere over here on the graph, and you're going to go down exponentially. All right, that's how, if it's a fraction less than 1 and it's positive, you're starting over on this quadrant and you're going down, but you're never going to go past the 0 line. Let's say you want to say y equals negative 2/3 to the x power, to the exponential power. You're going to start down in quadrant 4 and you're going to go up and to the right. Okay? But listen, if you don't remember that, all you need to do is plug in numbers and make a table. Let me show you what I mean. All right, let's say we have this equation, y equals 3 times 2 to the x power. So we know it's going to grow fast. It's positive, it's greater than 1. This number is greater than 1, so it's going to go, up like this, okay? Just so you know that. We know that much. All right, all you do is make a table of x, y values like this. Shoot. All right, so when x equals -1, I'm going to go like this. 3 times 2 to the -1. Well, that really means 3 over 1 times 1 over 2, because 2 to the -1 is just 1/2. So that's going to equal 3 over 2, which is 1.5. All right, so when x is -1, there's -1, then y is going to be 1.5. Y is going to be right there. Okay? All right, let me erase this. When x is 0, I'm going to go 3 times 2 to the 0 power. Well, 2 to the 0 power is 1. 1 times 3 is 3. So when x is 0, y is 1, 2, 3. All right, so far so good. When x is 1, well then it's going to be 3 times 2 to the 1 power, and that will just be 6. So when x equals 1, y is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to be 6. So there you go. You see how that's going up really, really fast? So in order to do this, guys, just make an x, y table and solve for the different equations.